Alright, what's up, Phantom Physics? Today is your refresher course on, well, you guessed it, units and converting them. You guys already took this in chemistry, but it's good to know and reverse it. So, I'm going to go through, show you what to do. I'll give you your examples, copy them down, and of course, write the band name at the end of the tutorial here. Alright, so say you got this guy. I don't know his name, but he's running. And you wanted to measure the distance in which he runs. Assuming that's you run, what would you run? Yeah. Well, you wouldn't measure that distance in liters or Kelvin or anything like that. You would want to use the distance for, or the unit, which is called the SI unit, for length or distance. We call meters. Pretty much anything we measure distance-wise will be meters. But if you wanted to measure the, I guess, size of a bug, how big a bug is, you can see me trying really hard to draw this. If you try and draw, or say measure a bug, you wouldn't want to use meters. Meters are just too big. You would want to use something smaller, but we still want to use the base unit of meters. But in this case, you would just use what it is. Well, you could either use centimeters, millimeters, or you get the idea. I could even use decimeters, but decimeters are still a little big. Centimeters, probably going to use millimeters to measure, like, let's say the length of an ant, maybe even something smaller. Alright, well, the reason we have this is so we can measure things appropriately and whatnot. Go ahead and take a look at the chart. The chart is pretty much the same thing. We have base units just like meters, but these are the prefixes that we add to them to make them more appropriate for measuring stuff. For example, if you wanted to weigh if you wanted to weigh an elephant, you would first of all use the base unit of grams. Now, you wouldn't measure distance in grams, you would measure mass in grams. So if you were measuring mass, you would use the base unit of grams. A gram is not that heavy, but a kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. That's a lot of grams. So if I had 1,000 grams, I would have 1 kilogram. And you would just tack on the prefix, like a prefix comes before the word, so that you could actually use the unit. Alright, so you get the idea that something even smaller, let's say a milligram, if I had 1,000th of a gram, I would have a milligram. Well, a milligram is not that much. But if you were weighing out, let's say, a medicine, or you were weighing out a very, very, very tiny amount of anything, you would want to use milligrams. So 1 milligram is equivalent to 1/1000th of a gram. Alright? So, let's go ahead and try that. Let's just use grams. I have some undetermined substance. Let's say it's a picture of a cat. Meow. Alright? And this picture of a cat weighs 1 kilogram. My question to you is, how many grams is that? Well, all we have to do is use our handy-dandy conversion table. The one on the previous page will give us the conversion factor, and go ahead and set up a chart. This will be example number 1, so write this down. I know this is very simple, and I know you guys are very capable of doing that. We'll get to the really hard ones next. But let's say you have a painting that weighs 1 kilogram. Now my unit here is kilogram. So, in order to cancel them out, just like last year in chemistry, you had to make sure that they were on diagonals with each other. And what are we trying to go into? Well, we're trying to turn it into grams. Now, what is the conversion factor between grams and kilograms? Let's look at our base unit. You can see there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. Let's go ahead and do that. So, I know there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. This is very simple. I know, I'm just getting you to the point. So, if I punch this into a calculator, it'd be 1 times 1,000. And I know you math whizzes out there are probably like, whoa, it's such a big number. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no, it's not that bad. You would have 1,000 grams. So this painting over here, it weighs 1 kilogram, but it also weighs 1,000 grams. Okay, let's do a harder one. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Let's say this is example 2, so write this down, please. Let's say you have a, I don't know, let's just make something up. Fish. You got a fish, man. You got a fish. Okay? And this fish you just caught it, you just pulled it out of the ocean, and you are, oh, well, wait, he wouldn't be happy, would he? He'd be very sad because he just got pulled out of the ocean. Little sad fish. Oh, my God. All right. This fish, let's say it weighs, I don't know. You know what? Let's do length. Let's just say that this fish is, let's say it's a really big fish, 3.2 meters in length. All right. I want to know how many meters that is. So, oh man, I am so smart. Now I want to know how many millimeters it is. I want to know how many millimeters this 3.2 meter fish is. Well, we got to go ahead and set up our conversion table just like we did before. And as you can see, I know I'm going to put meters on the bottom because I got to keep them diagonal. And I'm trying to go to millimeters. So let's check out our table here. We know that, and since we're not using grams anymore, I should get rid of that. Okay. Let's go ahead up here. Now, milli, meaning 1/1000th, there are, well, if you think about it this way, if I have a regular meter, and I'm going to are 1 meter. That's why it's 1/1000th. So let's go ahead and try this. Okay? 1,000 millimeters. Pretty simple, right? Plug it into the calculator, 3.2. Alright, those are the two examples. Please write those down. Tonight's death metal, indecipherable death metal band name is Impending. Write that on your recording. Alright.